Welcome back to another World Cup fantasy video. I plan to do these quite often during the tournament. If I've got something to say, I can just pop on, record a video, give you 5 minutes of my time, giving you my thoughts about the World Cup and in particular the fantasy tournament. That's what we're bothered about. World Cup, yeah. Fantasy tournament, yeah. Come on. I've got a few changes to what I was talking about yesterday. The bit that I'll get the elephant out of the room first of all. I was giving it all that yesterday, giving it Billy big bollocks saying I was going to have triple Switzerland defence. And in the end, I have not got triple Switzerland defence. I've got double Uruguay defence. And obviously, Vidmar, the absolute legend. I don't know what he looks like or what he plays like, but his numbers are fantastic. He's obviously stayed in the team. I am disappointed. I was giving it all that, and in the end, I feel like I've let you down. I've let myself down. I will, yeah, I'm sorry about it, but don't worry about it. We've got another 30 days. I'm bound to be plenty of opportunities for me to talk about my big balls between now and then. I've got a problem, okay? I just can't stop talking about my testicles. Send help. Anyway, Galindez emailed the threshold. I'm keeping him in my team. I am happy to have him in my team, especially for playing Curacao next game week. Is it Curacao? I think it's Curacao. I need to check it's Curacao. It is Curacao. Fantastic. I've said the word Curacao a few times. I'm getting used to saying it. My first captain is Christian Pulisic, Captain America. Come on down. Slap the armband on you. Am I going to stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning over here in England and watch him score? No. Unfortunately not. So hopefully I'll wake up and he will have a hat-trick. Even a brace, I'll be happy with that. I would probably stick with a brace. Speaking of twisting or sticking, I think everybody, absolutely everybody who's playing this game should be twisting. Nobody's got a mega haul. We've got plenty of games to come, plenty of big hitters, plenty of absolutely lopsided fixtures, so everybody should be twisting. You might be looking at these scores saying, ooh, I've got 9 points. Well, this isn't FPL. 9 points is a haul in FPL. In this game, it's okay. It's quite good. Definitely twist for a captaincy. So yeah, Christian Pulisic is next up for me. Anything else to talk about my team? No, it looks lovely. It looks lovely jubbly. There's one player I do want to talk about though. I was having an eye on the thresholds, and James, or James as I would call him, James Rodriguez, he looked like he was above the threshold. Before the deadline, he was at 5%, and then the deadline passes, he's at 4.8. What's going on, FIFA? You need to sort out your fantasy game. I mean, how much money are you making from this competition? You need to direct more of it to the fantasy game. Below the threshold, I think he's an okay pick. Above the threshold, definitely not. So if you got a little bit of luck if he's met the threshold, which I think he has. Why don't I like James Rodriguez? His minutes aren't great. He hasn't played 90 minutes for over 6 months. He's done the thick end of absolutely nothing in MLS. His minutes, he's only got averaging like 33 minutes a game for Minnesota. I mean, I'm not the only person who can open up FB Ref and have a look at what's going on. I think people might have long memories. I think of like 2014, him scoring all those goals. But I'm the sort of guy who's like, what have you done for me lately? Not for me. I'm sure if you're watching this video, if you're reading my tweets about James Rodriguez and he's in your team, you might be thinking, you know what? If he scores, I'm going to let that FSD bloke know about it. I'm going to tweet him. I'm going to give him a message. Give him what for? Well, free. Feel free. It's fantasy football, isn't it? Speaking of the games yesterday, Mexico, they did well. I mean, South Africa were rubbish, weren't they? I'm not looking at Mexico thinking I've got to get Mexico players in for the next game. Tricky game against South Korea. I might get Mexico players in for the final day, perhaps when I wildcard. So Mexico stay in Mexico, as do South Korea, whereas Czechia and South Africa have got to fly over 1,000 miles to Atlanta. And then for match day 3, fly over 1,000 miles back again to Mexico. So they're going from high altitude, flying over 1,000 miles, low altitude, another 1,000 miles. They're getting their air miles in, aren't they? And then they're playing at high altitude again. So this game here, I do think if the odds are low, speaking of betting, I might have some money on Mexico. I do not think those odds are fair. Awful, awful trip for Czechia. Mexico and South Korea, both likely to qualify, obviously, and the group winner will come from whoever wins the game between them in match day 2. Mexico and South Korea. Mexico, if Mexico do win the group, they've got a nice little run. So the next round, if they win, they'll stay in Mexico City. Win that, they'll stay in Mexico City again. And if England win their group, it could be Mexico versus England right here in what round's that? It is the round of 16. So that's something to pencil in. I've said this yesterday, massive advantage for the home nations and World Cups. Absolutely massive advantage. So Mexico, they didn't look fantastic yesterday, did they, against South Africa? South Africa looked junk, but the big headline is the referee. In England, we do complain about the referees, the standard of the referee and standard of VAR, but that referee was like another cut above, wasn't he? There's 3 red cards, and 2 of them were never red cards for my money. I think he gave a red card, and he gave him a right buzz, and he thought, "Ooh, I like this feeling. I'm going to do it again." And he's done it again. And he's thought, "Well, I'm on 2. I'm on a hat trick. I'm going to do it again." Completed the hat trick. He's made history. He's probably walking around Mexico City as we speak, still in his referee uniform, just flashing the red card. Anybody who looks in his direction, posing for selfies. His name is, I wrote it down, I can't remember off the top of my head. His name is Wilton Sampaio. Wilton Sampaio. He's from Brazil, and he needs to be stopped. He's a menace. If you're Christian Romero, you'd be watching that game thinking, "Oh my word, if that's a standard of referee, and I might as well pack me bags now. I'm never going to last more than 20 minutes. I'll be sent off at the first opportunity." That's everything I want to talk about. Is it? I think it is. Little quick check. It is. Ooh, I've got one thing to talk about, actually. One thing to talk about. Looking ahead, I penciled in my 12th man. I'm gonna play my 12th man. It's probably going to be on Vinny Jr. I'm also going to go Haaland to Mbappe. I want to bring in Vinny Jr. So the best course of action might actually be subbing out Musiala, or transferring out Musiala, upgrading the midfield slot. Haaland going out as well. So I could go Musiala to Vinny Jr. and then put the 12th man on Mbappe and get a cheap forward in. The cheap forwards, you get more value for money with the cheap forwards compared to midfielders. There's plenty of good cheap forwards. So that's the final point I'm going to leave you with. Thank you for watching.